Hello and welcome to another episode of Holding It Down with 3 Plates Tommy. We got a special guest in the house today. We got Jesus Borbon from 777 Marketing here, videographer, everything. Want to tell you what's up, Jesus. Let people know what's up.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming down.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I see all your shit on Instagram. You blowing up, doing all this.
Thank you.
Working with really cool people.
Yeah.
Like, how'd you get into all doing everything that you're doing, marketing? And
yeah. Shit. I was kind of in between jobs back in 2017, and one day I was at this spot called Mariscos Hector. You familiar?
Nah. Is it bomb?
Right. Yeah, so it was known as the Mexican Hooters, bro.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so it was pretty poppin' because the owner was like, it was trending on Facebook. So I pulled up to the spot and, after a few visits, I became a regular,
Yeah, why? Because they got chicks everywhere all acá?
Used to. It's not the same anymore, but...
the city shut that down.
Yeah.
Hey, the city be hating on fools, like, with restaurants, with the
over in
walking around
Downey. There's one in Downey that
Ojos Locos or some shit.
Yeah, but
see that shit on fucking Facebook, fucking what is it? The city ones and shit. They be like, get these fools out of here.
Exactly. They find their asses.
But it's like every restaurant that you've been to, a lot of Mexican restaurants, like the Marisco spots, they always have chicks walking around. It's like normal.
Right.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, so back in 2017, like I said, I became a regular. Then I was smoking some weed, and I went outside to the front, right on Broadway, right? And so I just thought of this idea. I'm like, man, I feel like I was lit. I was already drinking some bucanas, smoking on some weed. I'm like, let me bring the banda outside.
Damn.
Yeah, so I brought the banda outside, and I caught a sick vibe.
That's when the loqueras hating, huh?
Yeah.
You're like, hey, la pinche banda acá
exactly, because I les estaba pagando, I was paying them and shit, so they didn't let me take out the whole band, so they just brought out, like, the harmony, the fucking tuba and shit.
Full with the little drums.
Yeah, so I'm fucking chilling. Everybody like, who the fuck is this fool? Who the fuck does he think he is? Yada, yada. And so, I did that a few times, and the owner got the attention. Like, it caught his attention one time, and he's like, hey, like, and I thought he was going to trip. I'm like, what's up? And he's like, this is cool what you're doing. I'm like, is it? And he's like, yeah, like, people driving by, they're seeing you doing this shit. Like, this is good, like, promo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm like, oh, cool. And he's like, you're a natural. Like, do you do, like, social media and shit? I'm like, nah, I didn't know what the fuck. I wasn't into that shit at all. And so, sure enough, fool, he's like, hey, you need a job? And I'm like, fuck it, let's go. Yeah. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, but sure enough, I pretty much took what he had already had and then just took it to Instagram.
Yeah.
So, it just fucking blew up, bro.
Instagram's a way to, like, that's where...
Yeah, back in 2017, bro, like, people weren't on it like that, especially not the raza, so... I got that account to 250,000 organic followers, bro. And
you would just film what? The banda outside?
The banda, the girls,
and
drinks,
the girls.
Food. And so I took what he had, just made it sharper, because I've always had like a cinematic eye, I'd say. I've watched movies since I was a kid. Always been a big fan and shit.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that shit just took off, bro. It's crazy.
And then that's where you got the bug.
That's where the journey started, yeah.
And then you went from doing that, and then you started doing like music videos, or?
Yeah. That's where I met at that restaurant. I met my boy Lalo the Giant.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the creative director for Rancho Humilde, one of the biggest labels in the world right now.
Yeah.
So,
and that's your homie?
That's my homie, yeah. And but at that time, he didn't work with them yet. But it all just kind of started, coming together right there. It's a trip.
Yeah. And then you already were filming. You had before that,
nothing.
Pictures, nothing?
Nothing. It all started at that spot, bro.
Just being, if it wasn't
just
for the bucana, the little bit of weed and the little thoughts that you did, like, let me bring the band out here.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, thank you for everything, huh? Mariscos with Hector.
Hell yeah.
In the house, get some free mariscos, you know what I'm saying, when we drive by. Yeah. But, hey, that's cool, though. So, and what got you into, like, moving it to doing, like, music?
Lalo.
He's the one who's like, hey, come in.
He's like, hey, like, you're good at what you do. He's like, get a professional camera, and you could charge more. He's like, get more accounts. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I had never thought of that. Like, I was in a fucking, I boxed myself in, I was used to that 9 to 5 fucking
like that's all
one
there
job.
is.
That's it. You know, like I never thought about expanding or anything like that. But at the time, I didn't know what I was up to. You know, I didn't know that I was actually really good at what I was doing.
Yeah.
So that was like, get a professional camera, and I fucking ignored him. I like lost in the sauce. You know, I was partying. Like I was pretty popular right there and shit, and like people from all over the nation would come. You know.
You were like comfortable right there. You're
I
like, I don't need to. I'm good, dog. I'm killing it right now
like,
with this spot, fool.
I'm
we got
peaking right now, you know, like
yeah.
Yeah, so fucking sure enough, one day I'm like, all right, I kind of like took a look in the mirror. I'm like, I plateaued. I'm like, is this it? Is this what my life is? I'm like, nah, let's go get that fucking camera, you know?
Yeah.
So we got that camera, and then sure enough, the timing was crazy, bro, because then, are you familiar with Temple?
What?
Mr. Temple?
No.
So
what
there's this dude, he's a restaurateur, and he has a gang of restaurants, and so that dude approached us, me and the owner. He's like, hey, I like what you guys are doing with your social media. And sure enough, you know, the owner's like, oh, it's this guy right here. And so we started talking and shit, and sure enough, I started working on his account, and then, you know, I helped that fool fucking get rolling on his personal account.
So that one...
Then he became viral, fool. That fool's like, he's one of the biggest Latin players right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I helped that shit. It was cool.
So that you were like, I got these accounts, I'm making this shit rise, and
Yeah.
that's when you said it's time to fucking take over, and you just started hitting everyone up, and
I honestly, like,
or
I never
fools
really
started
went
hitting
knocking.
you up.
Yeah, people been hitting me up,
That's
you know,
good.
to the day. You know, thank God, bro. Like, the work has spoke for itself.
And they're like, hey, come and fucking film some videos for our fucking spot.
Exactly.
And then you've been staying busy doing that.
Yeah, thank God, bro.
And then I seen you with what, Nate Dogg's son?
Nate Dogg's son, that's
What
the
happened?
homie.
That was tight.
Yeah, I
And
shot
no-
a few music videos for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The latest one was with him and
Bishop Snow. Yeah, that was viral right now.
yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, damn,
Yeah.
those videos, and that's all from just you expanding, or did you kind of reach out and get to that
I
side of
reached
like
out
in
to-
the music?
I reached out to Angel before he started making music.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure he was making some shit, like, you know, behind the scenes or whatever, but he hadn't really dropped any music. Yeah, so I kind of tapped in with him, and I'm like, bro, what's up? You got to carry on the torch, you know?
Yeah.
And sure enough, bro, like, le echó ganas, and here we are, you know, a few years later and shit.
And just doing that, and then
Yeah.
so you got doing that, just been staying busy, and then with the more music videos for like what are you planning for, like anything for the future that you got projects cracking right
Yeah.
now that
Yeah,
maybe you
so
want to talk
I
about or
actually
anything?
acted the other day.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I
So-
seen that. I
Yeah,
thought
everybody
I was
thought
like,
I was
seen
getting married
this
for
reel.
real,
I was like,
fool.
oh shit, congrats!
Yeah, right.
How
And
many
I'm
of
like,
those did you
damn.
get? You're like,
That was pretty big too. It's for Marca MP. That's a huge group, bro.
Yeah, they're
yeah.
bad.
So it's a good opportunity for me. Thank God, you know.
And you're gonna be in the video?
Yeah, I'm the guy that the hyena chose.
Damn! So you won.
You know.
You know what I'm saying? We the winner out here in the video. But that's cool. So what do you think? More of that? You're gonna start trying?
Yeah, I'd
you'll be
love
like,
to
hey,
get
I'm
into
gonna-
that. Like I said, I've always been into movies and shit. So Lalo and I actually have a few movies in the works too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd definitely love to act too. You know, like.
And you get into doing writing and all that, or
Yeah.
you barely?
No, we have a
you
few
guys-
movies written down and shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like what's the next one? Like what are you guys working on right now that people could be fucking on the lookout for, or that you guys are thinking of dropping? You guys got anything?
Yeah, well, we actually got one that's dropping this year with Herencia de Patrones.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, Rancho Humilde and shit. That was, that was a big one. Lalo was a big player on that one. I got a little acting scene in that one too.
So you just been doing it.
Yeah, bro.
And how's that been? Any like crazy stories of chilling with like these fucking celebrities? Because fool, you're right there kicking it with them and shit.
Yeah.
After parties and all that. Anything where you're like, oh, one time we fucking.
Oh, well, yeah, back in the day when I used to fuck around. Right now, like, I've been, I haven't drank in almost a year now. So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've just been locked in, just trying to grow the empresa,
Making it happen.
Yeah, bro.
And so you used to fucking party big time back in the
Hell
day.
Yeah.
That was it. You're
Yeah.
after Hector's.
Yeah, no, during Hector's mainly and shit.
But
And
any crazy stories?
Man.
Fucking.
that I want to talk about, probably not.
Not the top about fucking get in trouble.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Or get somebody in trouble, huh?
Exactly.
That's cool. And then I was telling the people, we were talking earlier about your the cars, that you've been getting into the cars, like
Yeah.
low riding and shit. How was that something you always liked, or you're
Cars,
just like?
yeah, I've been a car lover since I was a baby, dog.
Yeah.
So like I've actually always messed around with cars. As soon as I started like being able to afford shit, you know. My first project when I was like 17, 18 was a little Civic hatchback.
Oh, it was on.
Yeah, you know how it is.
Yeah, just hooked up, all fucking used to. It was
Priced
all fixed
out,
up, nice, and like hooked up, or just
Yeah.
ready, to, just fast.
Both.
Because there's fools that hook up their Civics and they look all fucked up, but those shits are quick.
Yeah, you got to be careful for those.
Yeah. My homie had, like, when it first started going crazy,
Yeah.
he had a little Civic hatchback too.
Yeah.
And that fool would get all crazy in his car, and then he would come out here,
Uh-huh.
and every time he came out here, he would just come. He would never stay the night, fool, and he would drive fucking 3 hours back home, because he's like, nah, dog, they're gonna steal my car out here in L.A.
You were out here? You were born out here?
I was born here. I was born here in Compton.
Okay.
And I lived here till I was 6. And then when I was 6, I moved to a little town called Ridgecrest.
Ridgecrest, where's that?
It's a little ass town, full in the desert, and it's like population like not even 20,000 when I was growing up. It was just it's a small little town, no buildings over 5 floors, nothing crazy, no what is it, downtown or nothing.
Yeah.
It's like some dirt roads. Now it's getting bigger, but when we grew up, it was just like a small little safe ass town, fool. Like you could leave your doors open and you could fucking go buy beer with a little note and shit for your parents.
Are you serious?
Yeah, my mom, when I was a little
fuck?
kid, she would send me to the store with me and my sister. My sister was like 14 probably.
Yeah.
But she could drive.
All right.
And my mom would be like, "Vayan y compren cervezas." We'd go, and she would send us to the fucking liquor store with a little note and money. And the man Jeff, he would be like, "Go ahead,
That's
fucking
fucking
buy it."
hilarious,
And then I was like, really driving,
That shit is
fool,
crazy,
14.
yeah. Hell
But
yeah.
it was just like dirt roads and shit. So, fool, I learned how to drive when I was like 11.
Yeah.
I was driving stick when I was like 12.
That's crazy as fuck.
Fucking driving tractors and shit, because
Hell
I
yeah.
would go to this little town to work with my neighbor, and that fool would show me how to drive the tractors and all that shit, and we'd just be out. He'd take me to work with him. I don't know why my parents would let me leave with this fucking dude, fucking from 6 in the morning, dog. Like I would do a full shift with that fool at work on the weekends.
Was he breaking bread at least? Or
Hey, now that I think about it, that fool ain't never giving no fucking money, fool. I'd be
motherfucker.
driving, he'd be like, "Hey, run the grader. I'm gonna go pick up another load." I'd be like, "Okay, little ass kid." Fool, waking
That's
up at
fucked
like
up.
6 in the morning, but I would go just to fucking. I thought that was cool. I was like, "I'm gonna drive a tractor today, fool. I'm gonna drive a diesel," and I would just go. But now that I'm thinking about it, I was like, "Oh, that fool got me. I'm gonna hit this. Let me call this
Where is that
motherfucker right now.
fucker?
Hey, dog, I need some of that bread."
Hell yeah.
But yeah, fool, I would run like a big ass the ones that do the pavement and shit.
Oh shit.
With the big ass blade.
Nah.
Yeah, fool, little ass kid, fucking Lola la trailera, ass little ass kid, fool,
God.
fucking honking. What's up, waving at fools? I'm like, what's up, this little ass kid doing this fucking construction?
That shit is
Fool,
fucking
no
funny.
license, fool,
Yeah.
11.
Yeah.
But yeah, he taught me how to do all that shit. I would help him do that, and then I would drive the truck, like his truck and shit. He was a homie.
Yeah.
But yeah, fool, I grew up in this little ass town, dog. There's nothing to do except
Ridgecrest.
it's like if you go to Mammoth on the midway point, on your way, you see like a little cluster of lights on the side. That's probably Ridgecrest. It's a little ass spot, fool, like unknown. And then it's like it was safe, how I was saying, but now a lot of fools
Bunch
like
of tweakers now.
dog, it's Tweakerville, big time. Like I was looking up spots, like just YouTube, like, hey, what the fuck's cracking in Ridgecrest?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, 2 murders fucking happened, and I'm like, nah, this is at Ridgecrest in Texas.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, this is Ridgecrest. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
And my homie's like, yeah, fool, it's all bad now, dog. He's like, I went to a liquor store. He's like, I went in to put gas. I came out and they jacked my iPod and everything from my truck. I was like, for real? He's like, fool, I went inside. I was like, damn, it's like, it's getting bad.
Yeah.
And then before it was safe. It was chill ass spot.
Yeah,
like,
all the boonies right
yeah,
now. All the
everyone-
boonies is fucking tweaker town.
yeah, because fools go into the town and they're like,
Get everybody high. as
yeah,
shit.
fool, no. So they go, they're like, oh, I'm just getting out of trouble, dog.
Yeah.
And they'll go to where their aunt lives or something. Oh, come to this little ass town. It's safe. They go and they're like, fool, everyone's getting high right here.
Yeah.
And then they just, they're like, I'm going to start supplying
Hell
fools.
yeah.
And then they just become big dog. And then that's what it is.
And
fool.
then
Little
everybody's
ass
on the
town,
sick one now.
motherfucker. I'm going to take over this whole fucking, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what it is, fool. And everyone's like, oh, no, I'm taking over. I'm taking over. There was a fucking high-speed chase and shit. A fool got blasted. I'm like, what the fuck happened here?
Huh.
Every time I go, I'm like, I just go there real quick and I'm gone.
Yeah.
Like, I get a weird-ass feeling. Last time I went to the fucking cops, They took pictures of me, fucking made me take my shirt off and shit. I was pumping gas, dog.
Profiling you and shit.
Yeah, fool. I was pumping gas, and it's like white town. Like, there's like in that town, you'd like know the Mexican families. Like, oh, we got the Ortizes, we got these fools. Like, it's a town like that.
Yeah.
Like it's so grip. That's where, growing up, fool. That's where I heard like white power.
Oh shit.
And like when fools would be like, skin it.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about, skin it? And they'll be like, put it on your skin, like put that down, you know. But they'll be like, put it on your skin. Instead of swearing to God, they'll be like, you're so proud of fucking being white. I'll put on my skin, bro, you know. And I was like, I didn't know, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
White power and shit. Was like, what's, and it was like, because they're like on some Nazi shit.
That's crazy, fool.
But they're like, you're cool though, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be the only Mexican and shit. They'll be like,
Mexican
hey, dude, we don't like, we're racist, but you're cool.
We don't take
like,
kind of your kind around here.
Yeah. You can hang out though. And it was just a bunch of weirdos, fool. Like, I even trip out too. I'm like, why did my parents let me fucking be kicking it with some fucking weirdos? I remember we threw a big ass party like at some abandoned trailer in a big ass yard, and everyone went. Food, there was fools with bands and shit. And next door to that place, where we went like 2 days before to clean up the yard and shit, we were hanging out with this old man in a fucking trailer, and he was like some tweaker ass man. He was just telling us stories, but we were like, oh, we could smoke weed in here, cool. So we'd blaze it and listen to his fucking weird stories. And he's like, you know, they got a missile that can fucking land on a corridor if you'll shoot it from here, and they'll land in Hawaii within 6 inches. And we're like, what the fuck is this fucking old man talking about? We're all fucking taking GTs. We're like, hey, fucking, you remember GTs? You ever take GTs?
Nah, what's that?
That shit, you put a gallon with the 2-liter bottle with the weed.
Oh, what they call it?
Gravity Talks.
Gravity bongs. Simon.
That's a GT. That fool. Back in the day, we said, my homies, till this day, I seen him the other day. This fool in his backpack, he always has a GT cap. Just a little bowl with a fucking 2-liter cap on it. I'm like, damn, fool. He's like, Dick, you never know.
That's a different high, though.
If I go to the river,
he's
all just fucking give me the bottle, cut the bottom.
Fuck yeah.
And if you're in somewhere, you could just put a hole in. If you're fucking somewhere where you can't let the smoke out, just put a hole. I'm not fucking giving out, ladies and gentlemen, these are the ways to get high. No, but you could fucking put poke a hole in the bottom of the bottle, and then you just fill it up, plug the hole, and then you put the GT cap on it and let the water out, and then it just sucks it on. And then, vámonos.
Fuck yeah.
Getting lit. I'm telling you, that's what this shit we did. We went to the river, went to Azusa. One time, me and like 6 other fools, and all we took was a big ass ice chest full of beers, fool, and a fucking ounce of mushrooms.
Fuck.
And that's it. No waters, no nothing, and a fucking pack of patties. No tents. Like, I don't know what the fuck we were thinking out there. Like, one homie had a tent, and we were just, everyone slept in their cars and shit. Like, whose fucking idea was it to come out here? Fool, we got fucked up. Like, everyone came back with a story, dog. Like, we got lit, and fools were making burgers off the little fucking pit. Just the burgers, nothing, no cheese, no bread, nothing. Just fuck it, let's go. And beer. And shrooms. And then fools just disappeared. And then fucking one by one, they would come back and be like, hey, dog, I fucking seen some shit. Let's go over there and fucking see what it was. I fucking found my cell phone the next day, fool. We're random. We were just walking. I looked down. I was like, hey, what is that? Is that a cell phone? I looked, and it was my cell phone. I was like, what the fuck? And the homie's like, hey, there it is. I was like, you lost it last night. I was like, dog, I didn't even know I was missing it now. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
you sure it's mine?
Yeah, I'm like, should I turn that shit on?
Oh, that's just fucking
hey, fool,
funny.
we were so messed up. And then we finally got to the car, and nobody had, the homie's like, I think I have waters in my car. Nothing. We had to drive another like 30 minutes, fool, to go get water, and everyone's like super drunk and dehydrated and fucking shroomed out. Like, the homie had a laughing attack, all crazy. They were all asking me to help him. They're like, hey, go get Ito. And I'm like, what happened? They're like, he's just going crazy, fool, laughing. He won't stop.
How long was he laughing for?
Yeah, dog. And I was like, what? And you could hear him. And I went up to him. I was like, hey. I'm like, what do you want me to do? And he was just all, and then I'm all, me too. I was like, there we go. Now we got 2 of them. Dog, it was the worst. And then, fool, just out there in the middle of nowhere being fucking
shit.
shroomed out.
That's crazy.
Nothing else. You ever had any fucking tripped out mushroom stories or any shit like that?
I tried it like once, but I didn't feel shit.
Nah?
Yeah, nah.
You gotta do more.
Yeah, right?
Fools
Nah.
just eat a little bit. Like, I'll just eat the cap.
I grew up watching too many fools lose it weight. So
No, that's
you
me
know
too.
what I mean?
That's why I
Like-
don't. That's why I don't do LSD or
Yeah.
acid and shit. I'm like,
Right.
nah, I'll fuck around with shrooms because that shit would go away.
Yeah.
But acid, I'm like, nah, because there was this fool that when we were growing up, there was we would go to this bakery that my homie's parents owned, and we would go and get bread, and they would hang out there and shit. My cousins, and there was this crazy bum fool that he was cool, but he's like, hey, these are my brothers. And,
Yeah.
but we're like, hey, what happened to that fool? And they're like, fool, he used to be normal, dog. But he did too much acid and he stayed that way.
Yeah.
Or he did acid one time, or he did it, and then one of the times that he did it,
Yeah.
he stayed there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, dog. And ever since I'm like, crazy Eddie, dog, thank you for fucking steering
Putting
me
some
clear
fear
of
in my
some
ass.
fucking crazy psychedelics just because I'm like, I don't want to stay over there.
Yeah.
Because, dog, that shit happens, fool. I don't want to be that one story like, damn, dog, we've been fucking around with that shit for 10 years. You did it once and you got fucked up.
Yeah.
And you stayed that way. Like, nah.
Yeah, nah.
Shoot the weed. Shoot a little shrooms. I'm saying, and if it's something happen, I'm get a little drink. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, I grew up like 10 minutes from here. Lot less, maybe like 5-7 minutes. This apartment complex called, Villa del Sol. It's a 500 apartment complex, full straight fucking project way.
Oh, it's like the projects of Santa Ana.
Simon.
That's
Yeah,
where you
so
grew
like
up, fool?
that's where I grew up. So when you land in Santa Ana, that's like the bottom of the barrel. You know what I mean? If you're a fucking immigrant and shit, like that's where you would go. That's where your tias is at or your tios,
Yeah.
etc. So that's where I grew up, fool. So like I lost a lot of homies to fucking drogas, you know, to
Yeah.
fucking meth, to fucking K2. You remember that shit?
Well, hey, that was that shit. There
That
was
spice, fool.
Oh, remember?
Yeah, fool.
You ever have any fucking crazy spice stories of one of the homies?
Shit.
My homie jumped out fucking butt ass naked out the fucking
That's what
window,
I'm saying.
kicking it with the homies.
That's what I'm saying.
Like on some normal shit right
Yeah.
here. We're kicking it. We're like, let's fucking fuck around, take bong rips. One
Yeah.
homie, he was like, fool, my face felt like it. He's like, I took the bong rip and I looked up and my face melted. And
Yeah.
he's like, what the fuck? I was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the other homie, and they're like, fool, this fool fucking took off all his clothes, dog, and he jumped out the front
That's
window.
what I'm
And he's
saying,
like,
fool.
we were like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? You know, they're fucked up too. I'm like, I ain't trying to do that
That's
shit.
what I'm
but
saying.
yeah, that shit spice, and they were selling it at
Everywhere,
tobacco
fool.
shops.
Exactly.
Was there different types or any spice to get you fucked up like that?
No, fool. Honestly, like I never fucked around. Like I seen some fool hitting his face on a fucking wall. I'm like, I'm good, dog.
You're like, look, keep going.
I'm fucking good. You
You're
know,
like, keep going. Don't stop. Fool. Just keep going, dog.
Hell no, I'm like, damn. You know.
Yeah, I'm
So,
not trying. That's why I don't want to end up being that fucking story of getting fucked up on some K2 or
That's what I'm
psychedelics.
saying, fool. Like I lost a lot of homies to fucking Nas way. You know, the balloons and shit.
Yeah.
That shit puts holes in your fucking head, dog. So
Yo,
like,
that's why fools love that shit.
so
off.
I had a homie who would be doing that shit. Then he would trip out on Illuminati videos and shit on YouTube. That fool fucking lost his mind, dog.
Or
You
it's
know,
flat dog for real.
that was one of my good homies too, fool. So you know, like that shit sucks.
That's a ox fool.
Yeah, dog.
And just from Nas.
Well, I'm sure it was a bunch of other shit. Too,
Yo, 'cause
you
I was
know
gonna say,
what I'm saying?
damn, hey, dog, fools be getting. And what I noticed, fools be always driving, doing Nas.
Yeah, what's up with
You be
that
like,
shit?
what's this shit with this motherfucker with a balloon right
Yeah,
there? And then you
fool.
see other fools and they're just be
Yeah.
all fucked up. I'm like, hey, go to the fucking crib or to the
Fucking
park or
park
some
somewhere,
shit, dog.
Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck, you know?
There was a high speed chase. I seen fools fucking. They were pulled over and the helicopters right on them. They're all filled. You can see the balloon
Still going at it.
filling up, and then
Yeah.
he kept going down. They're like, "What are
Yeah.
they doing in there?" Motherfuckers
Yeah.
like, "They're hitting that fucking balloon.
Hell yeah.
Give me the balloon." Nah.
Fill me up.
Yeah, fool all day. Fools are getting that. That shit hit like weed, huh?
Yeah.
It went like crack in the 80s.
Yeah, for
Nas.
sure.
Everyone
Yeah,
was
that
doing
shit
it.
was crazy,
Fools are
fool.
like, let me get that tank.
Yeah,
I need
yeah,
a
yeah.
motherfucking tank.
Yeah.
Fools are but the one that
Remember
doesn't have
fools
the
stealing
flavor.
tanks and shit?
Yeah.
At the parties, they would pull up and steal your fucking tank and
Fools
shit.
were
Like,
ready to blast, huh?
Yeah,
like,
hell
hey,
yeah.
dog, 250.
yeah, fool.
Take this
you
shit.
know?
It's free. It's still cold. It's
two
all
for five,
frozen,
G,
dog. That
you
shit's
know, like-
gone, eh?
Yeah.
Like, hey, go ahead and take it. That shit's already frozen, homie.
Yeah.
The fucking it's empty ass can.
That shit's crazy times, fool.
Fools be fucking with the Nas.
Still to
And-
this day, fool.
Yeah.
Still to
right
this
now,
day.
I know a motherfucker that he's fucking. He'll call me like at 2 a.m. I'm like, what's up? He's like, you already know me, dog. I'm like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, damn. And then he'll
What's up, fool?
he's all,
You know?
and then my homie swears, maybe how you said that should be making holes in fools. because this fool, he'll be like, hey, dog, whenever I do this, fool, he's all, it opens up my third eye.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, fool. He's like, fool, if I'm talking to you, fool, I know, like, what you're thinking, your intentions.
Yeah.
I was like, fool, I think it's time to hang up. This motherfucker's on fake. And then he don't ever just call you. He FaceTimes you. And it'll be like 2 a.m. He's like, you're asleep? I'm like, yeah, motherfucker. Oh. He's all, wake up. I want to talk real quick. And he'd,
yeah.
And because he gets all like weird. And he's like, I just need somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
I'm like, dog.
He be doing that shit by himself, I bet.
Yeah, fool.
I had a homie like that too. That fool fucking lost it, dog.
He'll hit the whole tank, and he'll be hitting it. He'll be talking to me, fool, and you just hear him,
hitting the floor.
Like,
and shit,
is that the trick or what? Yeah. When fool slam it?
Oh, fucking no, dog.
Fool slamming the tank on FaceTime, 2 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm like, ya vete a dormir, dog. That fool have his gun right there. Yeah. We're like, hey,
tripping.
Don't be doing that shit, fool. I'm like, I'll hear in the morning, fool. He'll get all mad. He's like, what? Like, but I'm like, fool, don't be calling me at 3 a.m. every time. Like, I'm the last resort caller, that answered. But I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to answer because this motherfucker, I already know what's cracking. When he's calling me this time, I know that he's thinking some shit. And you just got to be there for fools.
Yeah.
When fools are like, shit that happens like that, when people got mental illness or whatever, like, you never know, fool. You could have answered that call and been like, dog, I was
saved them and shit.
I was thinking on some shit.
Yeah.
And
it's true, fool. I've been in a lot of situations like that too, where I just see people like going down the wrong path and shit. And I try to give my consejos and shit, but if I'm just talking to a wall, I learn to separate myself and learn to just let them, do what they gotta do. Because ultimately, that's one thing I learned, is like, you can't change nobody, fool.
Yeah.
Like, so it is what it is.
Like we have a homie that fool he comes, like, his family comes from money and shit. He's good, and that fool fell off the side and just he started fucking with like the fentanyl shit.
That's the word.
Heroin, and like trying to kick that and then going back to it. And it's always like over some high-nas, like I notice a lot of fools that do that shit.
They get depressed and shit.
A lot of fools fall off the track over some bro, dog. Anybody, fool, even famous fools. If you see famous fools, you're like, hey, what happened to him? Or even if you watch a movie about a famous person, and then it'll always be like, oh, as soon as he married this broad, he started fucking around with this shit, and he just it's like the demise of fools sometimes. Chicks, fool, for real.
Yeah.
Well, my homie
Since
was
the
top
beginning
dogging.
Of the time, dog.
Yeah, that's how it is, fool. The Eve, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That shit's been since some motherfucking...
Fucking how many wars have started
before dog, that, over some fucking... That little animal.
Yeah.
Fucking ojito. And for real. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, fools, that's what it is, dog. Like, this fool would chill with this chick, and he would fall right back into it. With anything, even non-drugs. Like, I seen homies where they've broken up with chicks, and they'll be good, and then they'll be doing their whole thing, and then the fucking chick will hit them back up, and they'll be all like, yeah. And I'll be like, what's up with you? And they'll be like, oh, this fucking, I'm going to go kick with homegirl. And they'll be like, Dick, what the fuck, again?
Yeah.
Like, you didn't learn?
You ain't learn,
I'll be like, nah, dog, it's going to be different this time. Hell nah, it ain't going to be different, dog. Just more fucking drama, more shit to fucking talk about. But yeah, fool, and it's like, where our homie, he started fucking up, fool. He would keep coming back, like, he would kick it, and then he would fall back into it. Then he would fucking stop using, and then he would start using again. And then now he like all the way to he's in fucking Skid Row now, and that's his home now. That's his life
up.
now, dog.
No, shit.
And like homies have went and drugged, like, get this motherfucker, put him in a car, fool, drag him into a car, let's take him. And they've done that, fool. They go shower him up. He kicks. He's like, all right, cool. There. And fool, after fucking 10, 15 times of doing that shit, you're like, hey, this fool doesn't want it. And he'll be like, this is, his mom's done it, everyone. And fools, other fools will be like, hey, have you talked to him? And like, this is what's happening. They're like, oh, take me to go see him. We're going to grab him. And you're like, fool, we've done it.
Yeah.
And it's like how you said, fool, sometimes it's like, as much as you want to help these people out, sometimes they don't want to help themselves. And
that's it. You hit it on the head. Like, that's where it starts. They need to want to help themselves,
Yeah. And it sucks. And it sucks where sometimes you went too far, Where it's like, sometimes it's like, dog, you already lost that fool, you know?
Exactly.
Like, it's like that. Even if we get him back, fool, it ain't the same
Exactly.
homie
That's
that
not the
you
homie
knew,
anymore.
that you grew up with,
Right.
and this was your boy. Like,
Yeah.
I've had homies, like, even from Ridgecrest, how I'm telling you, like, drugs went into there, and everyone started getting fucked up. There's, like, shit out there to work and shit, and motherfuckers don't want to work, fool.
Yeah.
Fools could be balling out there at this plant, where a lot of fools that are smart do, and they're ballers, fool, and everyone could be making that shit here in a little ass town. These fools everyone's getting high, fool. You'll get a little bit of money, and then those fools start making money, and they start getting high, and you got, for a long time, say you're getting paid a grip, you got a grip of money to get high and to supply yourself. If you're dealing with some shit that's strong and you need more and more and more of it, and it takes over more to where you become careless, it eventually is going to take over.
Hell yeah.
And a lot of fools let that shit happen because you're balling and you just get a grip of it, and you're just getting high, and eventually you just fall off track where you can't only do it a certain, like, only sometimes. It's like becomes where you have to.
Right.
And then you lose it, you know, and it sucks. Like, I have a homie, same shit. He was like up on top, boss at work, and had his whole life, beautiful life, dog. Yeah. And he fucking dabbled in that that bullshit, and now he falls in and out of the hospital, like lost everything, you know. He doesn't care. Like the homie seen him, he's like, dog, that's just fucked up, fool. This was our homie that we grew up, that he made it.
Yeah.
From all of us, he's like, this fool he was like he made money, he was successful. This fool had his home, owned properties, and did it, dog.
He was doing it.
We're like, fuck, fool. He did it, and then now he's like, lost it all, fool, over drugs, and it's sad, dog.
You'll lose everything in a fucking minute, you know.
It's sad, fool, and it's like, fool, what the fuck? You had it all. Like, you had everything, and fool, we're working out here, fucking trying to make some shit. You were there, fool, kicking it, comfortable, not comfortable,
that
just
goes to show you
it.
Though that like money don't bring happiness, dog. Maybe he was unhappy. Maybe he had some fucking demons, dog. Yeah. Like, so
well, a lot of fools over fucking broads too. You know?
For sure.
Could be a lot of. Sometimes I seen where it's like fools go to certain places, or say fools get hookers and shit. Because when fools got bread, fools get like, I'm gonna get a fucking broad. You know, I'm out of town. Fucking, I'm gonna get whatever to get drugs and whatever. Right. And whatever that fucking chick is messing with at that time, if you're chilling with her, you're going to be doing it because you want to kick it with her, you know? You're like, fuck it. Yeah, let me try it. I'll do a little bump.
Yeah.
I'll do this. And that little fucking bump turns into, hey, let's get a sack, or hey, let's get this. And then boop, 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 boop. It bubbles up to where it's like, damn, dog.
Facts.
But, and it's sad to say, you know, that shit like that happens. But that's why it's like, you got to be there for your homies, control them, and just tell them, like, if you see a homie that's fucking up, you see him doing bad, hey, dog, like, if nobody ever tells you that you're messing up, you're not going to know that you're messing up, especially if you're having a good time, dog.
Exactly.
Drugs and everything like that is to make you feel good, fool.
Simon.
So you're like, yeah, you're having a good time. Like, you don't worry in it. If you have money, you're working or whatever, or you're selling whatever, that shit, you're always able to have it. Nobody tells you no.
Yep.
You're gonna fuck up, dog, because you can't feel good forever.
Right.
Like, even if you're like, I've been doing it, like, eventually, fool, you're gonna become when they're like, I'm a functioning addict. Like, no, dog, you're gonna be a fucking addict, dog. Like I can't stop addict.
Yeah, facts. And then it's even worse when everyone around you is on that same trip, you know.
And that's why you got to tell fools, like, hey, dog, chill on this shit. Like, you've been fucking up. Like, you got to tell your homies, dog. You got to tell your brother, your sister, wherever people are getting high, cousins, like, hey, I could notice that shit, dog, just to let you know. Like, I'm not going to lecture you, but hey, I could tell, fool.
Yeah.
And sometimes it'll just be that, like, fuck, I got to chill because this fool hit me up.
Right.
But sometimes, how you said, fool, you can't. Even if you tell somebody, like, hey, dog, you're fucking cracked the fuck out, fool. You got to relax. Yeah. And they'll be like, it's too late.
Yep, for real.
And it sucks.
And then, they'll have their pretextos, que, this or that, or the loss of this, or so on and so forth, for some people, it's a fucking Band-Aid, dog.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate, it's sad, but what can we do?
just try to fucking help them and
Exactly.
get them out of there and show them that, hey, there is a motherfucking other way to do this
Absolutely.
shit. But right now we're gonna cut into a little break.
Yep.
Let everybody know how the wheels spin right here. Watch the commercial.
You're still wrestling with your hair? Stop using Gorilla Snot. That either leaves your hair rock hard or limper than my Uncle Rico. Meet Suavecito, the world's finest pomade with an unrivaled all-day hold. No matter what your look is, we got you covered. Suavecito's water-based, so it washes out easy and it won't pull your hair out.
I went with the other guys.
Once we got you looking fresh up top, we got beard oil, soaps, combs, t-shirts, skateboards, beer mugs, coffee mugs, bobbleheads. Just click the link and check out our full lineup. Or better yet, roll through. We're right here in Santa Ana. It's where we're from, where we live, and where we still make Suavecito to this day. We got thousands of reviews from guys who have thanked Suavecito for helping them land their dream job and their dream date with their dream dude. Because when you feel good about yourself, people notice. Ready to transform your hair game for good? Click the link and pick up some of our award-winning Superior Pomade. Suavecito. Get it, hombre.
And we're back. Thank you guys for tuning in. Want to thank Suavecito.com, Cervezasito Brewery, 4th Street and Broadway. Also, make sure you guys go check them out when you're in downtown Santa Ana. We're going to get... Or Santa Ana, huh? Fools will be like, Santana. Fools will, hey, if you don't say Santana right, fools will check you. Hey, what are you, Santa Ana? Get them out of here. Huh? I noticed that, dog.
Yeah.
Every time that I say fucking Santana or fucking Santa Ana, they'll be like, hey, do it over. I'm like, fuck. Santana. But yeah, fools are serious about Santana.
Hell
and then
yeah.
I didn't know this Santana was, it was like, kind of hood out here because whenever I think about when I've been out here, it's all nice. It's always nice. And then we used to have like an employment agency out here in right here in Santana, and one of the homies like, it's hood right here, dog. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, fool. There's a lot of it's like where I live. He's like, it's cool, but if you go over there, he's like, it's all bad. And I'm like, what? And yeah, fool. Like a lot of. Like there's a lot of raza right here, like deep roots of fools that like, oh, they came in here in the 60s.
Yeah, there's deep roots for sure.
And there's that, and then there's a lot of like the big dogs in the fucking like in the gang shit,
right
like
here.
the big dogs, they came from here.
See one?
I'm like, trip out. You dealt with that shit your life growing up in
like growing up at that apartment complex, I'm telling you. So there's fucking 500 units.
Yeah.
Every fucking gang was in there, dog. You know, you have fucking fools from over here, fools from over there. And fools would hit you up. Hey, you're from over there, huh? Like, where the fuck you from? Or this and that. I'm like, fool, like, I'm just trying to play some basketball, dog.
So that place, it was like, because you say it's like, what, 500 units?
500 units, dog.
And was it separated, like, on this side of those fools on this corner or from here? And then over here, it's like that, everywhere. Or everyone just mixed?
Well, everywhere, it's just everywhere, you know, like. I grew up right there in the early 2000s, so that's when it was hot as fuck, fool.
Yeah.
It was active as fuck. Like, you would see fools running around with straps. You would see all kinds of crazy-ass shit.
Little youngster-ass homies. I seen a lot of little fools, like, they'll be 11, 12, strapped up, and it's, like, normal. I'll be like, damn, that's just crazy. And they'll be like, yeah, dog, he's me too, fool. When I was young, that's nothing, fool. When I was blasting already when I was that fool's age.
Yeah.
Because a lot of fools come from, like... Their grandpa was in the hood, their mom, everyone, and it's like
there's a lot of that shit here in this city, dog. Like, one of my brother's best friends growing up, he got blasted.
Yeah,
right there on Sullivan Street and shit, because he was a little hothead. He was a little pretty boy and like los toreaba, you know. He would fucking just kind of try to flex on these fools and shit, and these fools don't fuck around, you know, like. And it was a kid younger than him, a fucking. Barely a teen and shit, drove by and he's in his little bicycle, took that fool out, you know, rest in peace, you know.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, there's I remember when we first came out, I lived in Ridgecrest and then I moved to Paramount, and then I just remember like the neighbors, link up with different neighbors and shit. We were chilling, there was always like different little homies, and they were always getting shot, dog. They were like, oh, remember that fool that was here last week? And like, oh, they blasted him, and I'm like, damn. Fucking year later, another fool like, oh, dog, this fool. And I'm like, damn, like, it sucks, you know, like, like that gang shit. Everyone loves that shit. Like, you know how like the whole raza, like they try to go with like a lot of G shit, but it's like that's like it's not what raza is all about. You know, like some fools like the raza, they're a whole different way of thinking than gang life. I think gang life is the fools that are here young, grew up, and then they kind of messed it up for some fools. You know, that it made it like instead of fools seeing raza as like hardworking and all this shit, they're using it like right now as like more like cholo shit to like push out like when they say, oh, we're having different shows, even clothing and shit like that. I've noticed that a lot of shit is like more G shit is what's popping, is gangster shit. And it's like, damn, it should be, I don't know, like we should focus on different parts of raza, you know? I've not like even like Suavecito, they use like, they don't ever use like the negative shit.
Exactly.
Of that, and I've noticed.
Yeah, we have to switch the narrative, dog. Like me personally, I grew up in all that shit, you know, and growing up, yeah, I was influenced by it because that's all, you know, that I saw.
Yeah.
There's no positivity in the hood. There's no role models, bro. The role models were the drug dealers. Why? Because they had the cool shit.
Yeah.
That's it. They had the cool cars. They had the fine girls, so on and so forth.
And then,
you know,
and then the little youngsters see that shit, and then they see that shit being glorified, kind of like, oh, it's cool to be G and to do all that shit. So they're like, fuck it, I'm a BG, and they miss the positive shit that comes out from that. You know, there's some fools that they're like, I'm not gonna be like that because this is the fools that really grew up in there. They're not like that. You know, they try to make a change, and the fools that they're look from the outside in, they're like, oh, that shit's cool. And when in reality, they're like, dog, this whole fucking point that we're trying to work and do all this shit is to get out of that shit.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not trying to be like, you know, like that. You'll still have your influences and shit.
Exactly.
But
there's like, good and bad in everything, dog, you know? And so, like,
what you take with you.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. So, like, I mean, I'm proud of my upbringing. You know, I wouldn't change anything. I learned a lot of shit off the streets.
Yeah.
You know, it gives you kind of like almost like a sixth sense, per se.
For people trying to do shit,
and
then
when you're
just
trying to
for
fuck
shit
me over or
or
whatever,
like, nah,
you could read all that shit. You know, shit that you won't learn in school or in a privileged community or whatever.
Yeah.
And street smarts, you know. And so fucking, so me and my homie Lalo, we both grew up in gang neighborhoods.
Yeah.
So nowadays we're in better positions and we try to give back. We try to switch the narrative, like we said, because you know, low riding, all that shit. We're heavily influenced by our culture.
Oh hell yeah.
But we're just trying to, like I said, you know, switch the narrative a little bit, and we do a lot of shit for the community. Like 2 years ago, I thought of this idea to do barbecues.
Yeah.
You know, we're out in downtown Santa Ana, and that fool got a little unit in front of the Yost Theater. And then so I had this idea. I'm like, let's buy a barbecue, and let's just start grilling. Let's get some meat sponsors, and we'll give food away. So sure enough, you know, we've been doing that for a few years, and feeding the community. And we bring influencers, we bring artists, celebrities, etc. We put them on the flyer. So, you know, giving back.
Yeah.
You know?
Positive.
Yeah. And we do turkey drives too. We've given away thousands of turkeys throughout the years now. And it's a blessing to be able to give back and to kind of like just change the story a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
And show fools like, hey, you grew up here too, but dog, so did we.
Exactly.
We're making some shit positive.
Exactly.
There's a way out of here.
Absolutely.
And that's what I think a lot of people need to get more together and just be that give something for the kids to look up to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, you know what? That guy grew up in the same neighborhood as me. And
exactly.
They're professional football players now. Oh,
right.
they're doing this. Like,
exactly.
They got out. And there's always, you know, that, like me, full Ridgecrest, like my whole fucking life when I was a little kid. That's why, like, I always say, like, I tried to do everything because I wanted to get out of that place, you know? Because I was like, I seen that they're, like, from friends and everything, like, all there is to do out there was pretty much drugs, dog.
Right.
Fools have kids, fools have drugs.
The boonies.
And there's nothing, you know, there isn't nothing to do out there. So
yeah.
I fucking would sing, I would fucking dance and everything. I was like, my whole mentality being a little kid was like, somebody's going to see me one day and be like, hey, come over here, fucking, you know. And that's why I always try to do like my best till now. Like I'm always, whatever, I'm like, you have to do your best because you never know who's watching you. Right. It could be at work, dog.
Yeah.
Somebody be like, hey, that fool right there he's fucking, I seen him, he's fucking working hard. He's fucking staying busy all the time. You get more opportunity, you know?
Yeah.
If they see whatever you're doing, like, oh, you're doing this shit, you're working, you're doing photography and all that shit. They see, hey, this fool, Jesus, that fool's killing it right now in the game. I see that fool's working. He's ethic. This motherfucker's trying to make some shit pop everywhere.
Right.
Let's give him a chance. And I'm sure, fools, you've gotten that from just how you said, your hard work, that people hit you up now for work. And it's, when I was a little kid, dog, that was what it was. I always wanted to, like, be good at singing in case somebody was like, this fool could sing, drawing.
Did anybody influence that, or like that's just something that you fucking came out of you?
I think I just always wanted to be famous, fool. Since I was a little kid, dog. That's cool. I always wanted to be like where everyone, like entertainer. I've always wanted to be an entertainer. If it was music, singing,
you wanted to be in the spotlight.
Something like I wanted to, but what influenced that was I didn't want to be poor, dog. I always wanted.
You saw it as a way out.
I seen that people that do entertainment, they have money.
Exactly.
And I'm like, if I could fucking entertain, you could make that shit happen. So fuck, till fucking now, dog. I still, every which way that I can is to fucking get somebody out there to see me and see that shit and be like, hey, this fool could do some shit. I could use them for this, and to fucking get out of fucking to make money, you know. And if it's fucking, I didn't want to do comedy, dog. I didn't want to. It's like, but I seen it like, hey, you can make something happen with this. You could reach out to people. You could do movies. You could do comedy. You could do singing. Like somebody could see you, hear you singing, be like, hey, that funny ass fool, he sings too.
Right.
And we fuck with, let's use that singing for this, you know. And
once you create that platform, you fucking can go anywhere.
Yeah,
with
so
it.
that's what, like right now that I'm barely starting to, like, where people are starting to see me and notice, like I noticed that I had more opportunities now. Like even today, fool, we went to go grub at a restaurant, and that fool's like, hey, dog, you're fucking this fool. Like, don't trip. You know, we see you're gonna have a show tomorrow. Kill it, and we have an open studio for you. We know that you do music and shit. You have an open studio whenever you want. Come and record.
That's dope, man.
And I'm like, fuck, I'll be in there this fucking week. I told him, I was like, for real? I was like, I'll be in there this week, dog. I'm gonna record some shit.
That's awesome.
He's like, yeah, dog, come in here. Come to our studio. It's open. And you could fucking record music if you have your music, whatever. You can make some shit happen, dog. But we seen you. I'm like, what? I'm like, fuck yeah, dog. Like,
yeah, you never know who's watching, bro.
That's why it's like you never fool. If, like fucking Jimmy O'Meal, that one day might see that shit and he'll be like, hey, this motherfucker right here, he's funny. That fool sings and he has the fucking work with, you know. It's, you never know who's gonna see you, dog. So everything I do, I'm like, if this motherfucker's watching me, you never know who's gonna, even at work. Like I've gotten opportunities at work where they're like, hey, you're doing that now? And I'm like, yeah, fool, because I seen that that's like, I don't want to stay right here, dog. I see that these fools are doing this. These fools are, say, making more money, whatever. Or they're able to, they just know, they have more responsibilities, not just doing this.
Right.
Let me fuck with that. Let me learn that.
Yeah, so you've always been a hustler.
And now I'm doing that shit. And fools are like, hey, what? They'll see me at different job sites. They're like, oh, shit, you're fucking up here now?
That's sick, fool.
But like, yeah, and it's like, because it's like, fool, I don't know, dog. It's just something I'm like, I always.
You got that hunger.
Fool, yeah. I'm like, I'm hungry, dog. Yeah. And there's something there, you know?
Yeah, you got a spark in you, you know?
So I'm like, I want to do comedy, fool. That's my main thing. Like even when I'm at work, fool, I build these stages and they'll be for the Oscars. They'll be for fucking Dodger Stadium concerts. When I'm up there, fool, I go up there, fool, and they're like, what are you doing, dog? And I close my eyes, fool, and I imagine myself.
Manifesting that shit.
These motherfuckers right there, my name up here, you know, everything. Like, walking up the stairs, hearing my name. I imagine that shit, fool, because I always tell people, almost every episode we talk about, like, not manifestation, but like visualization, fool.
Okay.
Picturing yourself at the spot, wearing a fucking uniform, doing whatever to get to where you want to be. And I always do that. I said, one day, dog, I'm going to be at the stage when I would go with George and be in the back to the comedy store, I would be like, watch, one day I'm going to fucking do comedy here and be here, and fucking that shit happen.
That's tight, bro.
And it's like, when they're like, I'll be at YouTube Theater or fucking SoFi. I'll be like, fool, on the stage, I'll be like, yeah, and I'll be acting like, you know, like I'm talking or I sing or whatever, and I'll be like, if it's comedy, if it's singing, if it's a fucking podcast that I'm going to do here, I said, one day I'm going to be at this motherfucker on this stage, not at work, but being the fool that they're bringing out.
Yeah.
And I always tell myself that, you know, like anything that, you know, that you have in your mind and you could figure out a way to get there, just figure out what work it takes to get here.
Right.
Like I'm podcasting. I had people that knew my you know, people that know my brand, my weed brand and everything, all because
Where's the weed
I
at?
figured it out how to get to that place, you know? Like how to get to and it's all about getting your shit in the right hands.
Yeah, absolutely.
It don't fucking matter if you've been doing this shit 25 years and this has been doing it 2 weeks. This motherfucker's right here at the right time, and I seen it and I want it. Damn, you won. This who's been doing it forever. Sorry, but it's just it's how you get your shit to.
Yeah, where fucking opportunity means fucking preparation, you know?
Fucking like Elon and fucking Joe Rogan, that was my weed that they were smoking.
Oh, no shit.
And that was all from, I said, I have to get my product into Joe Rogan's hands because that fool's gold. Fool. And I made that shit happen.
Hell
they
yeah.
had my shit on a show, the jars, and that's where I could push it to somebody and be like, hey, this shit's been here. This is what it is. Let's make some shit happen. And that's what, you know, we're doing, you know?
Yeah.
Making some shit pop.
Fuck yeah.
With that, because we got different opportunities that other people might get that might be in the same business, but they don't have the same opportunities, dog, because they don't know these people or they didn't try to figure out how to get this shit here. I got that shit. I know who to, like, for weed, like, I became homies with fools that are the fools that get your product into the fucking locations.
Yeah.
Why? Because I need to be cool with this fool to get my product into these fucking locations. Dog. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So I use every possible way that I can to network to be able to get what I can, plus hard work. You can't just be like, oh, I'm here. Fools got to know that you're ready to do this shit, that you could do this shit, and that you got what it takes, you know, to make that shit there. Like, some people with my company, they would think like, oh, where's your office? Where's this? Like, you fools are big. And it's like, if you only knew that it's just me. Yeah. Me and my cell phone, and I roll blunts at my house with my girl. Yeah. And we would put our labels on them, package them, and doing all this shit. And I would be on Be Real TV. I would hand my blunts out to fools. Hey, here. Just so they would know that shit, and it would be there. So when somebody else seen it, they're like, hey, that's a weed that fucking Be Real was smoking. Right. Let me see those. Right. And then once I always said, if you have something that people want and they get it in their hands and it's something that they like, it's a wrap. Yeah. Because you could get something in someone's hands and they'll be like, fuck, I smoked that shit, but it wasn't bomb, fool. Right. It was like, I thought it was going to be bomb, and it wasn't. But if you have some shit that's good and people like it, you fight for that motherfucker to be out there in the front row. Because as soon as somebody gets that shit to the front row, it's over. Exactly. So as long as I could get my shit in the hands of this fool, with my comedy, as long as I could let somebody give me 5 minutes, I know I'm going to get fucking 10. I know I'm going to get 15. Yep. I just need them to hear me do these 5. Yeah. And that's where I'm at here, fool. Tomorrow.
You got that drive, fool.
Yeah, tomorrow we're fucking at Bellflower, stand-up, sold-out show, me, X to the G, and George Perez. Make sure you guys go check it out. And, you know, I think it's time to wrap up this shit. But I'm saying, like, yeah, dog, like, everything that I've done, it's to get there, you know? Like, it started 5 minutes. These fools heard me like, Tommy, fucking do your thing. Yeah. Do it here. Boom. I'll be like, hey, can I open for you? Can I? Yeah, fucking, can do fucking 10 minutes? Yeah. All right, come. Boom. They hear me. They're like, hey, this guy's, you know, we have something here. So I've been able to get to where I am, but not because I'm just there at the right time, but I have something that they work with, you know? Yeah. Like, if you have something that people want and they like it, when you get it in your hands, you're good. Right. And that's all it is. That's all you have That's what you have to do or try to do, is just get your shit in the right hands and make sure that that shit's good.
Yeah.
You know, and because you can't half-ass some shit and get there and they'll be like, hey.
Exactly.
You know, so.
You're just cutting yourself short, you know?
Yeah. That you be like, damn, this fool had that shit right in his hands and he fumbled.
Exactly.
What happened? We're like, Dig, you were, well, Dig, because this is like, nah. Like, I was able to do that shit. The only thing that, with me was that I made that shit go to the top and it was like, oh, shit. I wasn't able to do that shit on my own to take it to the next level. So we joined forces with a different company, and that's where we're in the works to make our shit pop. You know,
that's tight.
And it's all from networking and getting your shit in the hands of the right people.
Yeah,
like the fools that put shit into dispensaries, fools that buy products, and even fools that are like, hey, we like your brand, you're making it pop. I'll sell a fucking brand to somebody like, hey, buy this shit then.
Yeah.
And I'll just redo another one.
That's crazy.
You know, because some people, like, they'll have their baby, dog. They're like, I've been working on this. Like, no, this is my whole life. I've been, like, if somebody was be like, hey, I'll give you $1 million for this fucking brand, they're like, no, if you're willing to give me $1 million, this shit's worth 500,000, dog. Take the $1 million and make 500 million from that $1 million that you got, you know?
Facts.
Fools hold on to shit and miss opportunities.
Yeah.
And you're like, no. Like, whoa, you fucking.
Yeah,
like, cool.
You know, some people are closed-minded, but I feel like there's a lot of power in creating brands, you know, branding, marketing, everything.
If you could brand your shit and get somebody to get it and you get it in the hands of the right people, people see that shit, people want it.
Yeah.
And if you have something that people want and they can't get it, they want it even more.
Absolutely.
They're like, fuck, this was just getting us little bits of this shit. We want more. And you're like, nah. That's when fools are like, oh, what's up with this shit? 500 here. Like, I just need it. And they're like, cool. And that's how you have to know, like, how to get your shit in the right hands and want people to want it. And the big trick is having something that people like when they do get it.
Right.
A shirt, you can fucking be like, man, I want that Balenciaga shirt. You get it and you're like, Dick, this is a fucking regular t-shirt.
Right.
But if you get a fucking soft ass one, lightweight or whatever, how you put it on, you're like, ooh,
yeah,
I'll put this bitch in a washer 10 times and it ain't coming off, you know. Yep. And there's your people. So I don't know, a little bit of game for everybody.
There's power in making people feel good.
Yeah.
No matter what the product is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you feel good, you like how you feel in it, and other
back
people are
more.
feeling it. They're like, shit, let me get 3 of these.
Exactly.
I'm gonna get one for my cousin.
Right.
So, but yeah, just a little bit of fucking conversations going on here with Jesus. I'm sweating up a fucking storm. I'm fucking getting nervous over here. You know what I'm saying? But I'm getting pumped up. Everyone, little shout out to before. But everyone, make sure you guys go March 2nd. We're going to be at El Barco Cantina. We're going to have a cruise and lowrider show for my sister cruising for Ava. She lost her battle with cancer on the 24th. But we're right here making sure we blow up and let her know that we got her back and her legacy won't ever go away.
Hell yeah. My condolences, bro.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And, but yeah, dog, we're going to have a sick-ass cruise.
Let's do it.
On the 2nd, we have sick-ass car clubs going already. We're going to have the Funk Freaks there. We're going to have fucking Jesus Borbon right there debuting the motherfucking... What's the name of your ride?
Shit, I haven't named it yet, but
we got the, what is it, Candy Apple Red?
Yeah.
In the motherfucking house. But yeah, dog, you know, we have different projects coming up. Have a lot of comedy coming up. Stand-up shows hopefully going to fill up more. And that's what we're trying to do right now, dog.
Oh yeah, get it, my boy.
Yeah.
I respect the drive and the hustle that you got, dog. You're definitely going to go far with that mindset.
Yeah, we're trying to make that shit happen. It's like, you know, whenever you think about giving up, look about how you were 5 years ago.
Exactly.
Like, damn, fuck, dog. I didn't even think about being where I'm at.
Sometimes we take the grind for granted and shit. We got to sometimes, you know, give ourselves a pat on the back, dog, because, you know, we might be where we dreamt about being one day, you know. So it's important to acknowledge that and sometimes not be so hard on yourself because, you know, the grind is real and sometimes you can get lost in the grind, dog.
And that shit ain't for everybody, dog.
That's facts. Yeah.
But yeah, but any shout outs or any projects that you wanted to let people know about?
Shit, you know, shout out to everybody in Santa Ana, OC, you know, supporting. Go check us out at Amor y Tequila in downtown Santa Ana. Shout out to everybody at Suavecito and my boy. Thank you for having me. This is my first podcast. No lie, I was hella nervous coming in here. I've been invited to a few, but you seem like a cool dude, so I'm like, let's go see what's up.
Yeah, thank you for coming out here. You know, we were fucking busy. I was like, I'm gonna shoot my shot, see if he's down. And yeah, thank you for coming out here, taking your time.
Absolutely.
Letting us know, you know, about what's going on, projects you got, how it started.
Yeah.
Growing up out here, and you know, hopefully we can do it again.
Hell yeah.
And you know, make some shit pop.
Absolutely.
Do some with, you know, filming or some shit.
Whatever.
We'll film some shit.
Let's get
film the music video. The fucking.
Let's do
I
something.
want to get a tattoo. With the fucking with fucking Joy Quinones.
Yeah.
And fucking Funk Freaks on the beat.
Let's do it.
So hopefully we'll make some shit happen.
Fuck yeah.
And we'll film the video one day.
Let's get it.
But yeah, thank you guys for checking us out. Thanks again, Suavecito.com, Suavecito Pomade, Cervezacito Brewery.